In the beginning of the story, we see a boy sitting in his room and watching a cartoon on TV. Suddenly, the TV signal goes off and an emergency report comes on the screen. This news takes away the boy's smile. It is said on TV that a very poisonous virus has spread all over the world, due to which infected people become like terrible zombies in a few minutes. This virus spreads very fast and the whole world is in the grip of this virus. It is said on TV that whoever is listening to this news should quickly find a safe place for himself. The boy is seeing all this that suddenly a strange sound comes from the room above. Hearing that sound, the boy's throat is suffocated. The boy slowly goes up and sees that this was his elder sister's joke. After that, these two boys go to their mother's room and go there and see that their mother is very worried. She calls her husband and tells him about the situation. Her husband, who is a pilot, tells his children and wife that this virus is spreading fast everywhere. So all of you don't wait for me at home and somehow get out of this city. He tells his children that don't worry. Nothing will happen to you. Your mother will take you to a safe place. He shows his children the lucky bracelet in his hand, which was made by his daughter, Abigail. Seeing this, Abigail is very happy. On the other hand, her mother is quickly collecting things. That's when she hears the sounds of shouting from outside. So she quickly takes her two children out of the house. As soon as they are about to sit in the car, a zombie suddenly attacks the mother of those children. Afraid, Abigail quickly hides under the car and sees her younger brother and mother dying in the hands of the zombie. That zombie can't see that little girl and leaves from there. This little girl is trembling with fear. That's when she sees that her mother has also become a zombie. The girl's mother looks at her daughter and starts moving towards her. Just before she could kill her daughter, at the same time, an uncle comes like an angel and kills Abigail's mother and saves Abigail. After a while, he sees that Abigail's younger brother is also converting into a zombie. That's why he tells the man to shut up the girl. And he also shoots his little brother who has become a zombie. Now after this, the scene after 10 years is shown. And we see that due to the zombie virus, human civilization has been completely destroyed. The cities that used to shine with light have now become deserted. And so far, all humans have either died or are wandering around like zombies. And only 2 people are left alive. The little girl Abigail, who was saved by her uncle, has now grown up. From that day on, Abigail grew up in the eyes of Uncle Jack, and Jack has trained him to fight zombies. If Jack had not come into his life that day, Abigail would have died by now. That's why Abigail considers Jack her father. After living alone in the jungle for so many years, Abigail feels very lonely. His biggest wish is to find a human settlement where he can live with people. But Jack does not like to live among people at all. When they were sleeping in the jungle at night, Jack's eyes open with someone's voice. He slowly comes out of his camp and sees that a zombie attacks Jack. But Jack constantly shoots him and kills him. And Abigail also reaches there. These two have had so much experience hunting zombies in the jungle for the past 10 years that zombies live together in groups. They understand that there must be more zombies around. That's why they start preparing to get out of here soon. And they sit on a horse and leave. That's when their horses start shaking on the way. Jack understands that the danger is near. When they look around, they see a jeep falling from a zombie far away, where a normal person was saving himself from a zombie. Now anyway, there were very few people left in the world, so now these two had to save that man from a zombie in any case. Jack also wanted to take a test of Abigail's aim. That's why he tells Abigail that you will save this man so that we know if he is fully trained or not. Jack tells her to aim at the target calmly and then shoot him. But Abigail shoots in a hurry, which also hits the survivor along with the zombie. Seeing this, Jack gets very angry at Abigail, after which they both go to the man. They see that this man can no longer be saved, so Jack kills him himself, so that if he is bitten by a zombie, he does not come back to life and does not become a threat to us. After that, they both start taking all the necessary things from that dead man's car. Jack takes the dead man's shoes, and as soon as he wears those shoes, the dead man and his companions also come there, and a lot of armed people surround them. When a man sees the dead man's shoes and Jack's feet, he begins to doubt that he has killed his companion to loot the goods. As soon as these people start killing them, a pregnant lady gets out of the car and tells her companions to leave them. Then the black horse warns them again, and the next moment, loud voices start coming from far away. Many zombies start moving towards them from all sides like a storm. Those people come so fast that they do not get a chance to run, so they take out their weapons and compete there. Everyone had weapons here, but the number of zombies was quite high, so they kill a lot of people in the group one by one. The survivors have no place to hide, and soon very few people survive. A strong man unfortunately becomes a victim of zombie bite, so he wants to shoot himself, but the bullets in his gun run out. Now he knew that he would not be able to fight them, so Abigail sits in the car with the pregnant lady. The pregnant lady's husband is also sitting in the car, and Jack starts the car and quickly leaves from there. Now there were only 4 people left in the whole group. The rest were all victims of zombies. A zombie with a black face gets very angry when he sees his companions dead. On the other hand, these 4 zombies are leaving their lives and traveling in the car. Asterisk on the way. Jack asks the lady sitting behind, "Who are you and what were you doing here?" When asked, it turns out that these survivors wanted to go to a place called Shiptown where people live safely. There are all the necessary facilities there, and we all wanted to go there and live a normal life. Abigail is very happy to hear this because this is the place where she always wanted to go. On which Jack said that there is a place, but there is no such colony here. "I have been wandering here and there for the last 10 years. I have not seen any such colony." Suddenly, his car breaks down in the middle of the road. Meanwhile, the pregnant lady's husband comes out, whose name is David. He tells him that "I am a mechanic and I can fix it, but the car cannot be repaired because there is no tool. That's why these people leave the car here and start walking." After traveling many kilometers, they reach a deserted society. The tall buildings are still standing here, but there is piece of death everywhere. These people also check this place very well. When they do not feel any danger, they decide to spend the night here. At night, they cook food by burning fire. Abigail was very eager to go to that place called Shiptown. She starts talking to that pregnant woman about that place. The pregnant woman tells her that we have already contacted the people living in that ship town on the radio. It is a very beautiful place where we can live in freedom. Hearing this, Abigail's eyes lit up. On the other hand, Jack sets up traps all around so that if those people go to sleep, they will know immediately when the danger is near. Jack comes in and takes out a map and explains to everyone that he will take Megan and David to some distance and then they will go their separate ways. But Abigail was not happy with this decision of Jack. She goes to Jack and argues with him that David has sent his pregnant wife and he will not be able to get her to that place safely. That's why we should go with them. Jack says that we should act wisely. Look, where there are more people, there is more danger. But Abigail leaves with this decision of Jack, although both do not know that that black-faced zombie has reached there sniffing their car. The next morning, Abigail is sitting on the roof and looking at her childhood photos that suddenly a rustling sound comes from the trees below. She understands that the zombies have come inside, and she runs down to warn everyone that a zombie is also following her on the way. Abigail starts climbing up the stairs while saving herself and drops the following zombie while giving a shock. But due to this, her balance is disturbed, due to which she is also about to fall down. But then Jack came on time and saved her. After a while, the black-faced zombie reaches there with his companions because he finds out where his companion has died. But he gets stuck in the trap laid earlier in which many zombies are killed. Jack understands by hearing the sound of the explosion that the group of zombies has reached the place where we stayed last night, and the zombies are still following them. But the good thing was that they had left that place and moved on. On the way, Abigail remembers that there is a small airport a little far away where my father used to work. Maybe there are some planes left there with which we can easily reach the ship town. But Jack says that if we go to the airport, then it is an open place, and if the zombies surround there, then there will be no way to save our lives, and it is difficult for us to get an airplane there. But after Abigail's repeated insistence, he agrees to go there, after which these people came to the airport, but there was no airplane here. Jack says, "See, I said there will be no airplane here." But when they reach a small garage there, then as soon as they open the garage door, luckily they get a small airplane there. Seeing this, these people are very happy because now the way to reach their ship town has become easier. But this airplane has not been used for many days, so mechanic David says that it needs to be repaired. Not much. I will fix it in 10 to 15 minutes. By the time David fixes the airplane, Jack and Abigail start looking for some useful things at the airport. Then David sees from the binoculars that many zombies are coming from far away who will reach the airplane very soon. They come running and warn them that we have to start the airplane quickly or the zombies will reach here and kill us. Abigail quickly sits on the pilot's seat and reads the books there. Her father was a pilot, so she had learned a little bit about it, and Jack shoots the zombies and tries to stop them. Abigail starts the airplane somehow, but it was too late by then. Many zombies reach the runway there. Their speed was very fast, and one of them reaches the door of the airplane. But Jack shoots him and releases the airplane, and Abigail understands the control of the plane. This is how they take off the plane. Everyone on the plane is very happy because they will soon reach the ship town. But this happiness was only for a while. As soon as they went a little further, smoke started coming out of the engine because this plane had not been able to travel in the air for the last 10 years. That's why its engine gets blasted and the plane starts going down. Jack cleverly works and crashes into a tree of the airplane, which hurts them a little, but their lives are saved. The plane was no longer usable, so they had to walk again. After walking for a long time, they reach a deserted railway station. It was night. They check the danger around. When they don't see any zombies, they decide to spend the night here. They see their location on the map, which tells them that now they are only 2 days away from the ship town. Here she comes to the pregnant lady Jack and thanks Jack. She says to Jack that if you weren't here, we would never have been able to get here. Hearing this, Jack also started sympathizing with Megan. He tells her his story that 10 years ago, when this zombie virus started, he had to kill his wife first because she was coming to bite him. That's why since then the man inside him has been dying somewhere. Now in this world, he only has Abigail, whom he will keep alive at all costs, and Jack also tells Megan that now his intention has changed. I will take you to the ship town first. Hearing this, Megan is very happy. On the other hand, we see that Megan's husband David tries to kill himself. Actually, a zombie had bitten his leg, but David hadn't turned into a zombie yet because the wound is very small. That's why his speed of turning into a zombie is very slow. Now he has decided that he will take his wife Megan to this ship town and take her away. The next morning, they continue their journey. On the way, Jack finds David's actions a little strange. Jack understands that he is infected. That's why he takes him to an empty place where his wife and Abigail are not visible. He lifts David's pant and he sees a zombie bite mark. Now Jack had confirmed that David is going to turn into a zombie soon. Jack says to him that tell me if you want to die or I will kill you. David says that he will not harm anyone, and if such a situation comes, I will kill myself. That's why he leaves David. It gets dark and he sees a house ahead. Jack moves forward with a gun, then suddenly a bright light shines and he is told through the speaker to keep your weapons down, otherwise you will be cheated by bullets. Now he finds out that there is a human inside. Abigail goes ahead and says that our purpose of coming here is not to harm anyone. We just need help. Then the owner of the house comes out. He says that you will be allowed to spend a lot of food and night here, but on one condition. You all have to leave your guns outside. When these people leave their weapons outside, then that man takes them inside the house. This man tells everyone inside the house that I am a scientist. I live here alone. If I wanted, I could have left, but it is easy for me to do research in such places. Here he gives them very good food, which they are surprised to see because they have not eaten such food for a long time. After eating food, the scientist also brings drinks for these people. They were all very happy because after so many days, everyone gets a chance to sit and talk. But listening to the scientist, they feel something strange. The scientist says that this virus is a very bad thing, but on the other hand, humans have also been upgraded. Like weak people will die and the strong one will live as a zombie. He says that zombies live only for food, not for progress. That's why zombies should rule the world. Hearing this, the four of them feel very strange. That's why David feels very sick and he goes to the bathroom. He goes to the bathroom and sees in the mirror that the virus has spread all over his body. David comes back to the hall. He sees that Jack and the rest of the people are unconscious. In fact, the scientist had mixed the medicine of unconsciousness. Seeing this, David starts attacking the scientist. Then the scientist presses the button of a device in his hand. David suddenly feels very weak and he falls to the ground. The scientist says that I have made this device after years of hard work with which I can go to any corner of the world, and with the help of this device, zombies can't do anything to me. The scientist had made a device with which he could control the zombies. That is, now he will become the king of the whole world and make everyone dance to his tunes. After that, David becomes unconscious, and when David regains consciousness, he sees that he and his companions have been tied up, and now the scientist is going to experiment on all four of them. After doing all this, the scientist says, "Do you want to meet my wife?" After that, we see the scientist's wife, who was a zombie, and the scientist had locked her in a cage, and he used to catch humans and feed them. This device was also made by the scientist by experimenting on his wife. When the scientist opens the door of the cage, his wife starts attacking him first, but the scientist controls him and sends him to the four. He attacks Jack, but he kicks him and pushes him back. But then David breaks the rope with the power of the virus and leaves his other companions. The owner of the house is in danger and runs away. After that, the four of them quickly come out with their luggage. Luckily, they find the scientist's car outside, and the four of them sit in it and go to the forest. But the scientist was not going to give up. He controls the zombie herd with his device and makes them follow him. Jack increases the speed of the car and leaves the zombies far behind, but the road ahead was closed. Now they have no choice but to walk. After walking a little further, the zombies reach them again. David knows that he does not have much time. He will become a zombie after a while. So he tells them to move forward and decides to stay behind and stop the zombies. But his wife did not want to let him go on, which David says that you will have to stay alive for our child, and I am doing all this for my future child. After that, David fought the zombies and started facing them very bravely. For a long time, the zombies stop him and go far away from the zombies. But then a zombie comes and kills David. Jack takes Megan in his arms and moves forward, and finally these people reach the place where the humans lived. Abigail starts screaming for help because there were a lot of zombies behind them. The two guards sitting on the tower above saw them, and now they started shooting the zombies with a sniper and started covering them. Soon a boat is also sent for them, and these three sit in that boat and reach inside the ship town. The zombie with a black face stops his companions from moving forward because there is a way of water ahead and they could not cross it. On the other hand, Megan was about to be delivered and she needed immediate treatment. The good thing is that there was also a doctor and a hospital facility here. The next morning we see that this place has been made a town by joining many large ships, and there is water all around. Jack tells Abigail that we should leave, but Abigail has decided to stay here. She is enjoying living among people. That's why they fight a lot. Then a doctor comes and tells that Megan has given birth to a daughter, but because of the high blood flow, she may not be able to live for long. Hearing this, Jack gets sad. He quickly goes to the hospital room. Megan has become very weak and she wants to give her daughter to Jack, and she wants her to be as old as Abigail. On the other hand, the scientist also reaches the ship and punches Abigail. Jack gets angry and starts running towards the scientist. Then a zombie comes in the middle, pushes him and throws him in the tank. The scientist also reaches there and wants to take revenge on Jack. He kicks Jack and kicks him down. But Jack knew that it was stupid to fight the scientist. So he attacks the scientist and breaks the device in his hand. Now the scientist does not have the power to control the zombies, after which the old scientist soon becomes a victim of zombies. The good thing was that there was already a way to escape. Many survivors reach the other side of the river through the tunnel. When they are about to start the bomb, the handsome boy does not press the button because Abigail is still on the ship. Now Jack and Abigail start running, but the zombie king catches Abigail from behind. Then Jack quickly hits the zombie on the head with a stick from which he falls back. Suddenly Abigail's eyes accidentally fall on the zombie king's hand-tied bracelet. It was the same bracelet that she had made for her father. She understands that this zombie is her father, but now he has become a zombie instead of a human. Here Jack tells her to grab him by the hand and force him to run. The handsome boy sees both of them running and immediately presses the button of the wireless remote, and the whole ship turns into ashes. However, their fight was not over. The camp leader grabs his neck because he was bitten by a zombie in the fight. Before the virus spread, the black-faced zombie attacked him. Surprisingly, the zombie king was also saved in the explosion. Jack immediately runs and starts fighting the zombie king. But Jack was getting weak in front. That's why Abigail picks up the gun from the ground, and even knowing that the zombie king standing in front is her father. But he was killing Jack, who was raising her. That's why Abigail kills the black-faced zombie king without thinking, because if she hadn't shot him, he would have killed everyone present there. After that, Jack and Abigail hug, and now Abigail and the remaining people look towards a deserted island in the distance. With this story ends. If you like the video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video.